Hi there, I'm just going to try and do a little video. And as always when I'm doing these videos, I don't actually plan what I'm going to say. But I think what I will talk about is what I'm going through on this path. Because every so often, that's what happens actually. Every so often on this journey, I go back to the awakening. I go through back, even far back till when I had the actual experience. And it's been an amazing path. It started off as a big, massive awakening. I didn't really know what was happening at the time because I never heard of a spiritual awakening. And it was a massive experience, but it was only massive because it wasn't like Jesus Christ came down and told me all his secrets. It was a situation where I felt so bad that I started to look at things differently. And it's like that thing, that duality thing. Once you start looking at life differently, you have a different result. You have a different life responds to you differently. You have a different outcome. Everything is just angles that you look from. There's never a disaster. Because there's never a disaster because there's always growth, you see. It's like you've got to have the up to have the down, you've got to have the down to have the up. But once you realise this, the down isn't actually a down anymore. This is how, you can heal, because I used to get very, very depressed, but that's why it doesn't happen now. Because it's actually how we decode things. See, it's a choice to feel whatever we feel, because whatever energy comes to you is an infinite energy, and your mind is twisting it and choosing to put it into whatever you're experiencing. So it's all a choice, you see. It's a choice how you look at things. It's a choice you can look at everything as a disaster, you can look at everything as possibilities and stuff like that. But it's like that thing I say about the system. This is why when you look all around you, it's obvious that it's a manipulated reality. And that's the thing. When I was a kid growing up, I didn't even listen to school teachers. So I couldn't tell you, if you showed me a map with no words on it, I couldn't tell you about which place is which, or historic things. That's because I was never interested in it. And also, because now I've had this awakening, I understand that it doesn't even matter, because it's all it would have to be an engineered history to produce the outcome of what we have today. You see, it's that game of counterintelligence again I talk about. And to have to control reality, it's like the royals in Britain. They have to have people in this system of working for them to live like they do. If you weren't paying for that, they couldn't be there, basically. And this is why the reality is manipulated the way it is, to serve these people with all the wealth, with all the money. It's to serve them. That's why they've got to make it a struggling world. So when there's beggars in the street and there's people struggling with jobs and stuff like that, that's what they want. That's why they don't want a global awakening, because that is making everything like oneness. Like I watch. I've got a TV here. You can probably see the size of your screen, possibly. But I don't watch TV, and I watch YouTube. The only time I watch TV is when I'm watching like Man United. I like football, but I hate it when the adverts come on. Because I'm spiritually awakened, I can pick up all the subconscious messages that they're trying to project onto people. And that's what it's all about. That's what religion's all about. It's all about brainwashing. I've never had belief systems. Never had that. And I think that's why this awakening's been so easy. I just started looking at life differently, and I had a different result. That's it. And then you're going within then, and then things just materialise. But there is no truth. There can't be a truth, not really, because everything must come from nothing. And this is the whole religious thing of people shouting out beliefs that they don't even know is true. And they stand in the street handing leaflets and trying to force people to believe what they believe when they don't even know themselves if it's true. They don't know themselves. And even if it was true, everything must come from nothing. And Stephen Hawking, when he said that, was jumped on by religious people. But he was just stating a fact. You don't even have to be a scientist to work out that, to understand that if you had a tree there, or if you buy something that's there, at some point it's not there. At some point it didn't exist. And that's the case for everything. And so what I talk about isn't even spiritual. There's even some people that say, I even saw a post, it wasn't a post, it was something on one of my search engines. I don't actually use Google, I use a search engine called Dolphin, which is not one of the famous ones. But this write-up was saying that they consider people like me who talk about non-duality, non-spiritual. I wouldn't go that far, but I understand what they mean. Because you're looking from such a logical point of view that everything must come from nothing. Yeah, it's true. But there's nothing, like I say, must be aware of itself. It would have to be aware to have awareness. It would have to, like when you're sitting, like I am just now, and nothing's like when I'm doing this video, I don't know what I'm going to say, and then a thought just comes. That's nothingness doing its thing. That's what it is. It's some kind of manifestation power, like a dream. That's all it can be. But yeah, like I say, that everything must come from nothing. So, and from that awareness in nothing comes a jewel. And when you start messing around with duality, you can start tampering with your experience, because every thought, there's a consequence. But yeah, everything must come from nothing. So that throws the religion thing out the window for a start. It doesn't matter what it is, if it's aliens, whatever, at some stage they don't exist. At some stage they don't exist. At some stage it's nothing. Doesn't matter if you think nothingness, whatever. Doesn't matter. It's the truth. You can't, before something there must be nothing. And I look at things from a logical, common sense perspective. Even though I've had a spiritual awakening, I've tried to keep my sense about me. And I'm not wanting to be one of these away with the fairies people. I'm wanting to look at this from a very logical point of view, like the way I would have thought before. And I think that's a good thing. Because I don't want people looking at me and thinking, oh, he's lost his mind and stuff. But I'm not. I'm just, this path has actually showed me that even more. That you come from nothing. That you're nothing. You have to be nothing at the start before you exist. Even the separate God would have to be nothing at some stage. You see? That's the thing. And it's so logical, this. And people that have belief systems, this isn't even a belief system. This is just something that before I put something on a table, it's not there. Right? Before I was here, I wasn't here. So at some stage, there's nothing. Like that angel thing behind me, at some stage you don't exist. So that puts all the religious belief systems away. But these people can't handle that, you see. This is why they get so defensive, because they don't know it's true. This is what the problem is, and this is why they defend it so much. But this is what belief systems do, that they're there to present uncertainty about things. That's what it's all about, getting you to live in... When you're living in uncertainty, you're away from your divinity. Your divine state is a state of clarity. That's it. Once you start chasing clarity, you'll start ascending very quickly, because you have this amazing absolute truth. And only through that can you come to real joy, which is the quickest way to ascension. It's real joy, not fake positivity, but real knowing and clarity and thinking, oh, that's the answer. But anyway, excuse me, I'm just going to end it there. If you're watching, you're meant to watch it. Everything falls to divine order. You are divine. Thank you much for watching. Thank you.